Well, the Buick's waiting to be picked up by Copart. The insurance company is basically giving me $8,100 for this car. And what they want for the salvage, plus the parts and the paint to repair it, I'd have nearly half that much in it. And for that kind of money, I could just about buy one that's never been wrecked. So really, looks like this is the end of the road for this car. But what a fun experience. You know, whenever I first bought it, I thought I'd be able to just Bondo the quarter panel up and not have to do all this kind of work to it. So I bought it. But then once I got into it and looked and saw where more and more things were bent on it, I just about called the wrecking yard then and said, you know, come and get it. It's not worth building.
Buick. Oh, it's right in the back. I'm sorry. Let go.
It's a friend of mine. Gosh. But I could not accept defeat. So I went ahead and took a chance at building it. And I had to do more to it than I said than expected. It made a very good car. But it was something that I never wanted to resell with it being chopped as much as it was. And I kind of looked at it like I would just drive it until it blows up and then sell it to the wrecking yard. So drive it I did. I put 18,000 miles on this car in just a few months. Mostly on long trips because it was a very comfortable car to drive. I was 800 miles from home when it got rear-ended. That's way too far home. And when it got rear-ended, the battery tipped over and caught the seat on fire. It burned the spring on the bottom. Unfortunately, I didn't have that little red protective cover over the top of the battery. Also, I didn't put the hold down clip on it. You know, you just don't think about being hit from the rear at about 50 miles an hour. So with the thought that I would never resell this car to an average individual, I'd sell it to a wrecking yard. Now it's going to a wrecking yard for more than 10 times what I have invested in it. Like I said, what a fun experience. This is the kind of deal that used to drive my brother batty because he never would. Things didn't work out like that so much for him, or at least to hear him tell it. I may keep an eye on what it goes to the auction for, but I kind of doubt I would buy this car back. When I initially bought it, if I'd known it was going to need this much cutting and this much work, I probably would have shied away from it in the beginning. But what a wonderful car these Buick Lucernes are. Most everybody I talk to that has one wishes that Buick still made them, because they are a good riding, roomy, economical car. They got plenty of power. It was awesome. I hate to say bye to it. And it still runs perfectly. The air conditioning blows cold and everything. It drives down the road straight. It was funny, it had nearly new tires on it when I got it. And now it's getting to the point to where it almost needs tires. Well, it got totaled out. So now I'm just waiting on the wrecker to come and pick it up. Kind of sad. But then sometimes whenever I think about it, I can't help but start laughing. To get that much money out of this car, I did better on this profit-wise, than I would on some of the classic cars. Rarely do you sell one and make 10 times what you have invested in it. Oh, I had a lot of work invested in it, but you know my rule. If I can drive a car 10 hours for every hour that I put into it, I kind of don't count the labor anymore. If this had happened 3 days after I built it, then I'd want to count the labor. But when I drove it 18,000 miles, I got more than my 10 hours per 1 hour I put into it. Just a completely fun experience. Thanks for watching.